Good afternoon, everyone. 2:04 on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Rekha Muttaraj, coming to you live from the KHOU 11 newsroom. This is our afternoon update. This is when we talk about the big stories you guys are talking about online and clicking on KHOU.com. Of course, the big story is the weather, and you know we've been tracking this very closely over the last few days. The flash flooding warning that's still in effect, possible high water locations, and of course another round of storms that is expected to hit us this evening. But first, this is a story that you're clicking on KHOU.com. Some new developments about a teenage girl who's been missing in Montgomery County. The search for 15-year-old Ryder Cambrone has expanded. That's according to the sheriff's office there. She was reported missing late last night and was last seen just before 8 p.m. on a mule-style UTV. That's a utility vehicle. The UTV was located in a wooded area near a park overnight with her cell phone, but no signs of the girl. We're going to show you a photo of her. That's her right there. Investigators are asking the public for help. As you can see, she's got brown hair, brown eyes, stands about 5 feet 8 inches tall. Deputies are searching an expanded area now near 20550 Imperial Oak Drive. And if you have any information about this, please call the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. That number is 936-760-5800. Okay, back to the weather. It was definitely difficult for drivers last night and early this morning getting through all that rain and high water spots. Reporter Michelle Choi actually caught up with a driver who tried to do the right thing, tried to turn around, don't drown, and then got stuck somewhere else. Take a listen. All right, sorry about that. Some technical difficulties, but Michelle Choi had put a really good story together about drivers who really tried to do the right thing this morning, which is great. That's how you stay safe. But again, just another warning out there, especially as these showers move in this evening, if you see high water, just don't risk it. Even if you have a big truck, a lifted truck, an SUV, it's just not worth it. Find another way to get to your destination. Okay, Erica Lopez standing by in the Weather Center. We are still tracking Tropical Depression Imelda. So what exactly can we expect this afternoon and this evening, Erica?
All right, well, some areas are going to expect a lot throughout the rest of this evening and into tomorrow, and a lot of areas are starting to quiet down, and we're not expecting much activity, especially west of town. So here's the big picture of what's going on right now. Tropical Depression Imelda, which means winds are still staying within this storm at about 30 miles an hour. Okay, its center circulation is moving to the north at 5 miles an hour, and that 5-mile-an-hour north movement is going to keep a lot of moisture filtering in from the Gulf, and mainly consistently tonight east of Houston is where we're going to see the majority of that activity. So that's going to be the big picture that we're monitoring throughout the rest of Wednesday and lingering into Thursday. Let's go over the alerts that are in place at the moment. No more flash flood warnings in effect. We did have a couple in effect for the Galveston area and also the Crystal Beach region earlier this afternoon. Those have expired. The only alerts that are in effect right now, a flood advisory that does include the Port Arthur area, but notice heaviest of the rain bands are definitely east of downtown Houston right now. So we're seeing a little bit of improvement as we fast forward through Wednesday, I can't remember what day it is, through Wednesday afternoon. So notice Houston. We have patchy areas of rain. We're starting to clear out throughout today. That's because the majority of this moisture is now going to be on the east side of the storm, the center of circulation north of Houston at the moment. That's going to continue to be the trend throughout today. As far as how much rain we picked up throughout the last 24 hours, this shows the big picture, and this is actually in agreement with what we were forecasting. So a lot of the models did verify for the heaviest of the rain for it to be along our coastal counties and east of 45. Zooming into areas in the last 24 hours, rainfall rates were anywhere from 2 to 4 inches by the hour. And guys, we picked up in areas near Freeport. Actually, was it Sargent? Yeah, 21 inches in a 24-hour span. So these are just radar estimated rainfall totals, and it really depends on those isolated pockets of areas who got stuck under the heaviest amount of the rain to have the greater amount of rainfall totals. It is very difficult to pinpoint who is going to be that exact location. It's actually impossible for us to pinpoint the exact location when we're talking about a large system like this, but it was very consistent that the heaviest of the rain was going to be for our coastal counties, which that did verify, and east of 45 we have pockets of yellow and orange shaded colors. That's radar estimated rainfall accumulation ranging anywhere from 3 to about 6 inches. Okay, and then there was lots of questions today with school closures, lots of confusion also. Red shaded colors were all the school closures that we saw, and that's where we had the highest rainfall total. So if you were an HISD or any of the ISDs shaded in green and you're wondering what the heck, we were talking about a tropical storm ourselves, well, it's because the greatest amount of rainfall totals was for our coastal counties and east of 45. And that's why for areas along 290 west on Katy Freeway, we didn't pick up more than a couple of inches of rain in those areas. That is not enough to call for school closures. And that's why city officials and school districts made that call throughout today. Okay, flash flood advisories that are in effect right now. We have a flash flood watch, that's in effect until tomorrow morning. It was extended by the National Weather Service, so that's going to be the case today. And notice the trend is more east now. It does still encompass our coastal counties, northern counties, and our eastern counties. Also, a good chunk of Louisiana is included in that because of where we're expecting rainfall to be within the next 24 to 48 hours. I'm going to talk about rainfall totals and forecast accumulation through Friday and what we're expecting. There's going to be a big difference from east of town to west of town. Some folks west of town may not pick up anything at all from here on out. Models are showing anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to possibly up to an inch as we're west of Houston. But notice north of Houston, that's where that area of low pressure is moving up. That's where we're still going to pick up a good couple of inches to possibly up to 6 inches of rain as we fast forward through Friday. But then isolated areas where we get into this deeper orange shaded color have the possibility of picking up an additional 10 to 15 inches. Similar scenario to 24 hours ago. It is too difficult to pinpoint who's going to be the exact location that is capable of picking up that amount of rain, but it's still something that we'll be watching. Again, moisture is going to be filtering in from this area of low pressure. I just realized my dress is what's painting some lines here without me. I was wondering what was going on. Okay, so yeah, area of low pressure will be north of town. That is going to continuously drag in moisture from the Gulf, and that's why here is where our greatest amount of rainfall accumulation will be within the next 48 hours, and actually as we head into the end of the work week. So I want to show you what it will look on Futurecast. This is giving us a little bit of a forecast into what we can expect throughout the rest of this evening. Here's Wednesday, heaviest of the rain still east of downtown Houston. We may still have some lingering showers. Can't rule out some isolated pockets of heavy rain for Houston, but I think overall the trend is starting to quiet down. But notice pockets of heavy rain still east of town as we speak along I-10, especially some areas around the area of low pressure that will be north of downtown Houston. Those are the areas that are of concern from here on out. Okay, that's where we have some rain-cooled air as we speak right now. Look at that, triple-digit feel-like temperature is back for Palacios, who didn't really pick up much rain at all, and their rain chances are pretty much gone with this system. Now, we still have higher rainfall chances for Wednesday and Thursday, but that is mainly east of Houston. Okay, so those numbers will be lower if you are located in downtown Houston and west of Houston. It's very hard to kind of write in who's expecting what type of rainfall when you just look at the 7-day forecast. So don't get too fixated on those numbers as we speak. It really just depends what part of town you live in. Okay, so I'm going to run through some questions really quickly here. I have our Facebook pulled up. I know we're streaming on Twitter and also on YouTube, but it's a chance for you guys to ask any questions. Xana's asking, is the rain done? So Xana, I know it's it's a little bit more complicated. It depends on where you are. So if you can let me know where you're located, east of 45, we're still talking about the potential for heavy rain. Houston, we're starting to quiet down, but scattered showers will still be on and off throughout today. West of town, we're mainly going to see some very light, isolated areas of rain. That's hopefully answers your question. It really just depends where you are across our viewing area. David is asking, hi, are we still expecting rain from Freeport? David, hopefully that answers your question. Also, Freeport is starting to quiet down since that is west of 45 as we speak. Does anyone have any storm reports that's intact? Let's see, we have questions on Conroe ISD. Brittany, I'm going to send you to khou.com because right there we have all of the school closures. That's going to give you a better list, and we'll let you know if Conroe's on there. So go to khou.com and you can check out those school closures. Also, if any of you guys have any questions for school closures tomorrow, you can likely find your answer right there. Also, if you didn't know, we have a new app that just launched yesterday. It is new and improved. I love it. It's an easier way to stay up to date with the forecast and our latest push alerts and any updates that you may need either weather-wise or within the news department. So make sure to download the KHOU app. And if you have an iPhone, you're going to need to delete the old app, go into the App Store, re-download the new app. And then if you have an Android, you just have to update it right there. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go. And coming up on the 411 at 4 o'clock, we'll have the latest forecast with what's going on with the tropical depression. David Paul's going to join us on the 411 also, so he'll be chatting about his expertise with this tropical system, and we'll be chatting about the weekend because it's just around the corner also, so we'll look forward to that. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Be safe out there. Always remember, turn around, don't drown. And just stay up to date with the forecast. We'll continue to give you that through digital platforms, through the website, and also on the TV side. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.